welcome to United View. Welcome to match day, Man United versus Middlesbrough in the FA Cup at Old Trafford, man. The boys are finally back after the little winter break, which actually, as we saw in the press conference and as we saw during the week, some other players, the South American-based players, actually didn't get a break. They were playing World Cup qualifiers. So we've got to talk about the game tonight. Pogba is back. Pogba has travelled with the team. He's at the Lowry as well. We knew that obviously beforehand. When Ralph Rangnick said it yesterday in the press conference, but then we got the pictures with him actually travelling with the team, so that confirms that. Hopefully he starts. You know, it's been a long time out for him, but we need him back, and he needs to put in some performances in the back end of the season, which I'll get to in a minute. The first thing I wanted to talk about, you lot, though, is this Jesse Lingard confusion, really. Just to have a say, because me and Owen covered it yesterday in the press conference, and it was a little bit weird, innit? It was like, okay, I spoke to him 3 weeks ago, he didn't want to leave. Then in the last 10 days, he said that he wanted to leave, and then I said he could. Then we got hit with the news that happened, and then it did influence it a little bit. And also we didn't find the right deal for the player. But with what Ralph said, it was very much, you know what? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. No one was really, there's loads of traffic, that's not good. No one was really in their feelings about it. While I just reroute. No one was really in their feelings about it. So then what happened is that Jesse Lingard comes out with a tweet later on that night and says, well, the club advised me to take time off. I'm actually okay. So what's happening here then? Because really all that is a complete contradiction. Of what's been said. Almost like the Martial situation, and it just feeds into that. What on earth is going on? Who's lying here? What's got it wrong? Because you've got the club or representative from the club, i.e. the manager, is saying Jesse asked for a couple of days off to clear his head, and then Jesse comes straight out and says no, that's not the case. And on top of that, the manager has revealed that actually, he did want to leave, and then he changed his mind. So just so much confusion, and I just feel like, look, you have to just get your head down and just get on with it, because business is business, and Man United are still paying Jesse Lingard a hell of a lot of money, and he's our player. And the situation we're in, he needs to play. We need the body. We need him there. I understand that completely. But then for Jesse to feel so wronged, because basically he's coming out, he feels wronged. He feels like you're lying. Almost like what Martial said. We saw Martial come out and say, I never said I wouldn't play. I would never do that. And then Ralph had to come out and say, it was a misconception. It was a this, it was a that, it was a breakdown in communication. So now what's this one then? What's this one then? Because at the moment, Jesse Lingard's basically saying, you're lying, Ralph. Like, all the club's lying. Why are you saying that? I never asked for time off. I'm ready to play now. So something's up, and I don't want to get into taking sides, because I think it's too difficult to. We saw it happen with Martial and Rangnick, and now we're seeing it happen with Jesse Lingard and Ralph Rangnick, or the club and the players. And it's just so unclear what's going on. And in a time when Ralph Rangnick was trying to provide clarity, which I thought he did. I thought he had a really good press conference yesterday. But in a time when he's really trying to provide clarity, he looks at it and then you see Jesse Lingard come out with that. It just completely contradicts what he says. So something's wrong for sure. But onto the game. Listen, we've seen the breakdown of everything, of how they play. Same with Brentford, 2 strikers, back 5. A Chris Wilder team that's aggressive. They try and attack with a lot of players when they can. We saw how we struggled against Wolves with a back 5, although we've changed our formation since then. And we have to be at it. Listen, yes, we should be beating a championship team at home in the FA Cup, but listen, there's no easy games, and they're going to make it difficult for us. We have to be at our best. Pogba being back in, it's interesting to see where he's going to play if he starts. I think it will be in a central midfield area. I think at home to Middlesbrough, you should be having quite a lot of the ball. We're going to need him on the ball a lot, to be fair, to make things happen. I think it'll probably be Pogba, McTominay and Bruno. I'll be surprised if it's not that and he goes with Matic and McTominay, and Pogba maybe doesn't start if he doesn't think he's ready. But I'll be surprised to see him shoehorned into the left. I think Rashford was starting to pick up a little bit, although Lingard was doing well, so I think he should continue on the left-hand side. But then again, you know, you maybe bring a Lingard back in for Burnley, because he's starting in the Premier League games, FA Cup game. Rashford gets a game because he's not the starter right now. It depends how Rav ran it season. You might see it as right. I've got back into Rashi's head. Obviously we've seen him posting up with his girlfriend. He's happy again. He scored a couple of goals, and maybe that's where you go from there. Jadon Sancho, this is his time. This is his time. The right hand side's going to be his for a long time, it looks like. So it's time for him to step up, to be honest with you. It's time for him to get some form. It's time for him to get going again and understand that we need him. We need him. And in this back end of the season where the games are going to come thick and fast and the importance of the games are right up there now, there's not much room for many more slip-ups. He's got to be at it. So I'm looking forward to seeing him as well. I think the back four, which we know Luke Shaw's going to start, be interesting to see if Dalot starts over Wan-Bissaka again. I think he probably will. And we know it's going to be Maguire and Varane. And can I just say, I don't like to just harp on about individuals and backing players over this, that and the other, because we spoke about that. But my guy Varane, he's starting to... You know what, Flex, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. He's had an injury. You know what, don't jinx it. But my guy Varane, that's all I'm going to say. He's starting to do his thing. And probably, you know what, Dean Henderson probably needs a game. If there was ever going to be a game that he was going to play in, it would probably be against the Championship side at Old Trafford. But actually, on David De Gea though, just quickly, Player of the Month. You know, first time since the goalkeeper's got it since 2016. You know, he's back to his best. Excuse me, he's back to his best. I think with David De Gea, we know what we do and what we don't get. Yes, distribution and commanding of the box, etc., etc. But when he's at his best, the shot stopping is unbelievable. And he's, you know, there's no, for him to get Player of the Month shows you just what an impact he's been having. How many times have we seen the saves that he's made this season and in recent months to keep us literally in games? You know, half of the time, yes, someone takes the headlines by scoring the goals. How many times have we given an honorary mention to David De Gea, or actually given him man of the match because he's just been saving our ass? Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, big shout to him. But I'm sure Dean Henderson can play in this game. I don't see that being a problem. But we have to win. Obviously, we have to win. There's no replays. It's decided on the night. And if you're not beating Middlesbrough at home, no disrespect to them, in the FA Cup, then, you know, there's problems. There's problems. You know, Ralph spoke about, I liked what he said about, you know, yeah, we've been doing okay. The points that we've got could have been better, because they asked him how he feels since what his impact has been since we've come. And he said, look, it could be better. And we know that. Yes, it's only one loss in the league, which is, you know, not the worst return. One loss since he's been here, actually, in all competitions, which is not the worst return. But it is about building on them results now, and we need to start seeing some performances in the team just progressing. And I think we see that. I think we start to see that in the coming months. But I bloody hope we do. We have to. In a situation where actually, though, the results are the most important thing, especially tonight. If you don't win pretty, just get through. And I think that's what sort of game it is. I don't think we smash them 3-4-0. I don't. I think it will be tight. You know, maybe like a 1-0, 2-1 maybe. I always think it's going to be cagey and tight, but it's just we just haven't really dispatched of teams over 90 minutes for a while. You know, you look at the West Ham game, extremely tight, wasn't amazing, but there were elements of control. I mean, we were on the front foot. I did like that. You look at Brentford again. You go back to the first half, could have been a different story. Big up to David De Gea. You know, can't even remember what the game was before that, but you know, I look at Wolves, I look at Burnley, I look at these games, and obviously Wolves we lost, wasn't good. Burnley was okay in the first half, went in like 3-0 up, which was weird, and then it just kind of petered out, or 3-1 up, should I say. So look, we're building. You know, there's 2-2 against Villa. There you go, really good in the first half, let it slip, got the second, and then let it slip again. So look, we are slowly building, but we've just got to be patient with it. But I think we get the job done today. For me, my 1 to 11 would be this: Dalot, Maguire, Varane, Shaw, Henderson. I'll give a start. I'd go with Pogba, McTominay, Bruno. I'd start Rashford, actually. I would start Rashford. I know Elanga's been doing really well, but as long as he comes back in for Burnley, because he deserves that, he's been playing well. But I'd give Rashford a start. Sancho on the right, and obviously Ronaldo in the middle. Tellez will probably be on the bench. Fred's going to be on the bench. There's no Cavani. So, you know, we'll have to see how the game goes. But for me, it's a win for Man United. Make sure you guys keep Owen company on the match view. And then the live match reaction for the full view afterwards as well. Make sure you guys check that out. Actually, no, it's KG, sorry. Keep KG company doing a match view. That'll be then. And then we'll be live with you guys straight after that for the match views, the fan views straight after the game as well. So yeah, smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you lot are new. We are very, very close to 95k. And we want to hit that. Maybe hopefully we can hit it today. There's no reason why we shouldn't. It was only like 80 away the other day. So big up yourselves. I'll see you very soon after the game. Peace.